Hi everyone, this is daveac and this is my vblog 191 for Friday the 16th of March 2012, but I'm afraid a day late, so that means it's the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day, and Patrick, if you're watching, happy birthday. Yes, late again, but it's a good life, and I have wine. Yes, I really do have to hurry because I don't want to make Anthony angry. Yes, Anthony is the main member in the Twilight Zone episode I'll be talking about with the other group on Talking Twilight Zone a little bit later tonight. And if you know that episode, you don't want to keep Anthony waiting, otherwise I'll end up in the cornfield. Yes, that's the Talking Twilight Zone on TalkShoe ID 68228, and I have to be there in just over 1 hour. So must crack on. Let's talk about podcasting news while we're talking about podcasts. The Gallifreyan Embassy, they were a little bit late, unfortunately, because Lewis was a little bit poorly, I think, but Podshock 267 is now up. This was the one that unfortunately I couldn't be available to help out, but they've probably, and I haven't listened to it yet, done a sterling job. It's a 2-hour long episode, and it's Doctor Who Podshock 267, Scream of the Schalke reviewed, conventions, news, feedback, and more. Oh, much, much more. Yes, you'll find that, of course, on podshop.net or, of course, on iTunes. Well, the Colton Collective have been busy, but not as busy as usual, because we've had a little bit of a rest this week. Last Sunday, we did our podcast, which was the second part of our top 100 sci-fi books, and we finished that off, and we had a mammoth task because the part one we'd had to stop rather early because of audio issues, and we'd only covered from the bottom of the rung at 100 all the way up to 71, which left us for last Sunday 70 all the way through to the top of the list to do, which we did in 2 hours 40 minutes. Remember, you don't have to listen to it all in one go. If you download it via iTunes, you can listen to the odd half hour when you feel like it. So that's the Colton Collective episode that we recorded on the 11th of March. Now, usually at this point, I say midweek, we put up a commentary. But if you've been following these vlogs, you will know that we've just come to the natural end of one of our commentary series. Yes, we put up last week the final commentary of Series 2 of Life on Mars, because there's only 8 episodes in each series. And we decided that we would take a little break from doing commentaries. What I've done on the Colton Twitter feed, and that's Colton, of course, I've put up a couple of tweets about some back catalogue episodes. Indeed, the one I put up for this week is an episode about child actors, which is quite appropriate actually, because this episode of Twilight Zone that we're going to be talking about later today, It's a Good Life, has Bill Mumby in it. I can never get his name pronounced right. Let me just check that. Where has he gone? Where's he gone? Where's his name? And of course, they wouldn't have it on the blooming page. I'm sure it's Bill Mummy, M-U-M-Y, Bill Mummy. And of course, you will perhaps know him from Lost in Space, but he makes an appearance on the Twilight Zone. This is Season 3, Episode 73 of the Twilight Zone, the topic of Talking Twilight Zone later tonight. Okay, so this Sunday on the Colton Collective, we're going on to a new topic, although in some ways it's a follow-on from the last 2 weeks, and we're going to be talking about my top 5, or indeed each person on the call's top 5 of sci-fi and fantasy, not necessarily books, TV series, films, comic books, anything to do with sci-fi or fantasy, your top 5. So consider joining us at that. That's on TalkShoe ID 54821, and that is at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which, if you're in the UK, because we haven't moved our hour yet, will be 9 p.m. GMT. on Sunday, the 18th of March. There you go, and I'm already 5 minutes into it. Let me just consult some of the other little things I want to mention today, and that is, again, related to favourite TV shows, if not films. BBC has announced that it's going ahead with what it calls its Project Barcelona. And this is for the BBC to open up more their back catalogue, their archive of TV gold. Let me just read a little bit about this from the BBC. Excuse me, Entertainment and Arts page. BBC director Mark Thompson has announced a proposal allowing the viewers to permanently download copies of their favourite shows from the archives. The plan, named Project Barcelona, would enable the purchase of programmes to own for a relatively modest fee. So it's like an addition to, but may not be part of, the BBC iPlayer. So if you look for that on the BBC News site, Project Barcelona. Sounds rather exciting. A few other tech things. In actual fact, there's quite a lot of sporting news, and I don't seem to mention that a lot. But of course, when I changed, if you've seen my recent vlogs, I've changed to getting my internet via fibre to cabinet, but it doesn't support the TalkTalk TV that I used to get. And anyway, the cost of all these things together was pretty prohibitive. So I've changed. I've given up my internet TV for the faster downloads. Of course, one of the channels I got on that was BBC Eurosport, so I'm missing out on quite a lot of things, in particular tennis and golf. And I'm missing at the moment, of course, the Flushing Meadows tennis. And let me see. I don't know whether it will be spoilerish, will it? I'm not sure whether I should actually go to it, but let's just say that Djokovic and Federer are still very much in the running for the men's part of the tennis in America. And of course I'm looking forward, hope I'm going to find that I'm going to be able to watch some of the Masters that starts on the 2nd of April very soon. That's another great golfing event that I really do enjoy watching. I just hope the BBC will be showing some of that. Okay, I'm just going to refer to my notes because I've got a couple of tech things to mention. I've got a final look at the Doctor Who DVD that we did last week, and then the wine at the end. So, consulting my notes, Firefox, it has now gone from beta. Yes, Firefox 11 is now the main browser. It is come out of beta. So where I had Firefox 10 on this machine and Firefox 11 on the other, they've now upgraded to Firefox 11. There's been another upgrade to iTunes. iTunes, I can't think of it, but it's another 70 megabyte download. And one other thing is, oh yes, this was a space one. It was something that got mentioned on our Cult and Collective Facebook page by Perry G, and this is about this NASA little mission to check out what's happening in the upper atmosphere. They're going to launch 5 rockets in very short succession to measure the speeds of the high wind movements very high up in the atmosphere. That has been postponed a couple of times, and that should now go ahead on Sunday the 18th, and that's another one of these exciting ones. The thing is called NASA Atrex. So if you put in Google ATREX and NASA, you'll find out all about it. It looks a really interesting little experiment. Okay, well, as I said, I mustn't make that young man upset. I've got to get over to the Twilight Zone on time. So let's press ahead. Well, of this box set, we talked a little bit about Terror of the Autons last week. I watched a little bit more of it, but I haven't got through to the end. Of course, I watched it years and years ago, and I really do think they've done a pretty excellent job. The image looks really clean, and I am really enjoying it. And especially, I'm enjoying seeing Roger Delgado playing the Master. of course, as he so superbly did to my mind. To me, he is the definitive master in Doctor Who, and he's absolutely brilliant in this. And what I'm going to do now, rather than do any more spoilers of the actual show, other than by the way, to recommend you either buy these separate or buy it as part of the Mannequin Mania box set. What I'm going to do is turn it onto one of the specials. These DVDs are great for all the extras. And look at some of the slideshow we've got here. And let's start with Roger himself. There is, and hopefully this will play this little slideshow without jerking too much. A little bit of music on the background, I think. It's always difficult to talk about these things without being spoiled, but the extras are one of the things that really does make these purchases of these DVDs. I'm trying to read quickly on the blurb some of the extras that we've got here. Life on Earth documentary, The Doctor's Moriarty, Plastic Fantastic, Radio Times listings, Doctor Who chocolate and cereal artwork, production subtitles, photo gallery, and coming soon, a trailer for forthcoming DVD releases. And we'll just have a little more and a couple more of these great stills. They're shown, by the way, as a moving video, as it were. They go through. And we'll stop that in about 10-15 seconds, and then we will go to our wine. I've heard the repeater. Let me jump it along a little bit. Always nice to see the Brigadier. Jump it along a little bit more. Joe. And one more little jump, I think. Brilliant. Let's stop on that picture of the two of them together. Brilliant. Okay, let's go back. Ooh, we froze up there for a minute. I do apologise, but I am going to press on if you don't mind, because my wine is waiting. And there it is. Minervois, I think that's pronounced. It's Application Minervois Contrôlée. It's from the Languedoc region in France. 2010, what does it say there? A complex, rich, fruity red from the historic region of Minervois in the Languedoc region. And quickly, freeze frame. There we are, and it's 13.5%. And it's been poured out now virtually 40 minutes. And we're actually getting a little bit of, I'm not sure whether that's violet, but there's definitely a slightly scented element over and above that sort of earthiness that's underneath. Let's have a taste. Ooh, that is deep. That is a very deep, plummy, jammy, dark berry fruits. Very, very nice indeed. Let's have a little quick look what it says, because I'm watching the time very quickly. Combination of spicy Syrah with bold peppery grenache, ripe with plums and dark cherry flavours and hints of summer herbs. Keep carefully for up to 2 years of purchase. Eat with spicy sausage and pasta or rich lasagna. Very, very nice indeed. And my time's up. I'm going to have to stop it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week when I hope to be on time. Bye all.